And this is the 11 o'clock show. I'm Fred MacAulay.
And I'm still Brendon Burns, despite the voices in my head.
And I'm Iain Lee. There we go, that's a lot better. Now, you may have seen BBC's Changing Rooms this evening, a phenomenally successful show based on a very simple idea, which is why, in an attempt to boost viewing figures, we've decided to fuck up a previously perfectly presentable part of our set.
So what will October the 7th, 1998 contribute to history? Let's find out with our news in a minute. Tory conference refuses to be governed by Brussels. They insist that Britain's decision should still be made in Washington. After failing with Viagra, the players are convinced that Chinese herbal remedies will cure impotence.
When we race it, we always do.
Britain goes bonkers for the fat camp craze. Russell Grant mishears and books a comeback tour. As Russians' food supplies dwindle, Moscow Marathon gets off to a slow start. Coming up, Ali G talks God to a bishop.
But that would be a better miracle than this chair getting up and moving up and down. If everyone treated each other as brothers. Now for me...
No, if this chair went up and down, that would be amazing.
As the world recession looms ever closer, Gordon Brown has issued a chilling warning. Thousands face dole as the Chancellor admits it's grim. Dressed in a fisherman's sweater and a cap, he apparently stormed into the Prime Minister's office and shouted, "Captain Mannering, we're all doomed!"
Despite the fact that yesterday saw Britain's biggest ever leap in share prices, our economy still seems to be wearing a dog collar and gimp mask and being treated like the rest of the world's bitch. So what does all this world financial collapse really mean? Well, if we turn to today's Telegraph, it becomes crystal clear.
Yep, they define the causes as follows, and I quote, "The position of the hedge funds today is analogous to that of the banks in the past. A series of disasters over many years has brought the financial world to the Basel Agreement, which lays down minimum capital adequacy rules for deposit-taking institutions."
Now, obviously that makes perfect sense to us, we're very clever, but will it be understood by stupid people?
So here's the 11 o'clock show guide to how the world economy really works.
Now, let's take the Japanese economy. If interest rates rise by 2.8% per fiscal quarter, whilst inflation drops in line with the Nikkei average exchange rate, what will the effect on Britain be, Fred?
We're fucked.
OK, here's a different scenario. Now, supposing the American economy performs in line with expectations, interest rates fall, inflations plummet, and the Dow Jones goes down like my sister, how will this affect our economy?
We're fucked.
Right, but there is hope to be had from the German economy. Interest up, inflation rising, but not too sharply, and the DAX is quite frankly all over the place. So this uncertainty obviously could have a beneficial effect for Britain.
Nope, we're still fucked.
It's bizarre, isn't it, that when the Japanese screw up, we get a knock-on effect, but when they do brilliantly like they have for the last 20 years, none of that little yellow glitter rubs off on us.
So what hope is there for the global market? Well, experts say that the only way to avoid financial meltdown is to boost the confidence of the market.
Ah, now that I do know. All you have to do is take it up west, buy it something nice and say its ass doesn't look as fat as last week. Works for me.
Now, according to the reports today, Cockney rhyming slang is being given a new lease of life with a host of new phrases, including Schindler's List, meaning pissed, and Claire Rayners, meaning trainers. Earlier on, I went eastward to investigate, and here I am over my shoulder. Cor blimey, Struth, governor. In addition to Jack the Ripper and Fat Pat the Butcher, the East End of London has given the world Cockney rhyming slang. According to this morning's Daily Star, that's being modernised with loads of new words and phrases. Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog. Log.
You might do a log. Dog. Oh, you got it right the second time. Suppose I needed a Brad Pitt.
A what?
A Brad Pitt.
Tom Pitt. I mean, Pony and Trap are crap.
Yeah, that's it. Little Orphan Annie. Bend down to speak to her.
Granny, right?
No, it's not Granny, but your granny has one and would have used it when she was a bit younger.
Oh, God, Fanny.
The gag?
I like to go to the border, chalk down the frog and trode round a battle cruiser, have a buck of pig's ear, have a gold watch and a violin.
But would your genuine salt of the earths notice a few I just made up?
Blair's trip to China.
There's true.
I'll give you a clue. It's something only that women have.
What, period?
Blair's trip to China.
Go on, give us a clue.
You might do it in the toilet, and if you flushed it away, that it would be a pick boater. It wouldn't be able to flush. It would be a old lady's arse. You might use it if you get on a bus. You wanted free travel on a bus, you might have to show your old lady's arse.
Pass.
So in theory, they know their lingo. But what about in practice? I'm now going to go amongst them with the aid of this typical East End disguise. Excuse me, pal, sorry, I'm busting for a Brad Pitt. Do you know where this Kermit is at all? I'm busting for a Brad Pitt. Do you know where's the Kermit at all?
Well, there was one over there, mate, but I don't know if it's open or not.
Oh, I'll have a look, thanks a lot. Excuse me, pal, do you know where the nearest battle cruiser is? I fancy a Nelson Mandela. I don't want to get too Schindlers, though, do I?
One just there.
Okay, lovely. Cheers. Fancy a pint?
No.
Come on, shoot, I've got an out and centre with me. Come on. Excuse me, pal. Sorry, couldn't help. I've lost my Chuckle Brothers while Rose West was playing cop karaoke with me Shed Sevens. It's all got a bit Channel 4 in it. You couldn't give us a hand, could you? Well, I've lost my Chuckle Brothers because I was with, Rose West was playing cop karaoke with me Shed Sevens. It's all, it's all gone a bit Channel 4. I'm in stun, I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, that's brilliant. Thanks very much for your time anyway. Cheers. This has been Iain Lee for the Old Barley Mow.
34-year-old Swiss woman Katharina Schneider today appeared in court charged with stalking Chris de Burgh after a complaint from the singer. Now, first of all, Chris should realise that emotionally fraught people following him around shouting, "Oi, de Burgh, your records are shite!" aren't in fact stalkers. They're just normal members of the public. But to be fair to the Irish crooner, this home video footage does seem to vindicate his story.
Oi, de Burgh! I want my clothes back. I am sick of wearing this fucking red dress. I'll show you the nanny and chuck my jeans down. Well, you'll get more than a little romance from me, you mullet-headed Irish twat.
A 4-year-old girl has been officially diagnosed as suffering from stress as a result of family disputes with noisy neighbours. Nicola Blenken's condition is so bad that she's been off school nearly every day for a month. Teachers noticed the telltale symptoms of stress during break times, where, according to one member of staff, she was hitting the milk carton like there was no tomorrow.
Staff knew something was wrong the day she handed in this writing assignment entitled My Day. It goes like this. My day is spent trapped behind a desk pushing crayons. Is this what I've settled for? Is this who I am? The daily grind of puree breakfast, kissing dad off to work, potato prints, playgroups, skipping and bed by 6:30. I feel trapped. My alphabetic spaghetti always forms the word doom. All the stories in news round are bad. My life is empty. Only Radiohead understand me.
This week it was revealed that products featured in the now infamous Star report have been selling out due to the extra publicity it has given them. The list of presents that Monica gave Bill includes a plastic pocket frog, an Annie Lennox CD, a pumpkin label pin, and the pocket book of Jewish jokes entitled Oy vey, the things they say.
A dip into it shows us the kind of gags we can expect to hear Bill spouting in the weeks to come. Here's a genuine example. There is no question that Romanian Jewish food is heavy. One meal is equal in heaviness, I would guess, to 8 or 9 years of steady mung bean eating.
Oy vey, the things they say. Here to tell us what else Bill Clinton and the rest of the United States have been up to is our US correspondent direct from New York, Rich Hall.
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm here in New York City in front of the United Nations building where they are currently debating Resolution 1199, which calls for restraint in Pakistan. Why? Because they have a nuclear bomb. which to me is pretty damn scary. You know why? Because you have to earn a nuclear bomb. You know what I'm saying? Britain, America, we've worked our way up to nuclear bombs. Look, radio, television, car, rocket, nuclear bomb. Pakistan got some guy sitting on the pavement making a cobra dance out of a basket, nuclear bomb. There'll be something in between, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking maybe karaoke, a little bit of line dancing from Billy Ray Cyrus, something to occupy these people. Look, I don't have any answers to these world problems. I'm just reporting the facts to you. I'm Rich Hall here in New York City.
Now it's time for Rough Justice. The BBC's Rough Justice programme concentrates on the plight of people arrested for murder or manslaughter. But what about the little guys who are serving shorter sentences for smaller crimes? Tonight we're campaigning for justice for two Southport men, Stephen Gothrop and Steve Bain, who are currently serving 2 years for enticing 15,000 people to give them their old socks. This is absolutely true. They had claimed that the socks were to be used to raise money for charity, but they actually wanted the socks so they could satisfy their craving for sock sex.
Well, the soaring statistics for sock sex in this country speak for themselves. As we can see, in the last 10 years, reported sock sex offences has risen from none at all to an estimated 2 men.
We've obtained a copy of a hardcore sock sex video of the type found in Gothrop and Bain's flat when they were arrested, and we're going to show it now live on national TV. And if you stay tuned, that makes you at home just as guilty as they are.
Well, we obviously advise anyone watching not to try that at home. But if you feel you have to, please take the necessary precautions. Justice for the Southport 2! Former Chancellor Ken Clarke made headlines today by describing the 80% of Tory members who voted against the single currency as a tiny band of extremists. Good to see you can still add up then. Europe is an issue that just won't go away, and neither will Wim van der Laan, our European correspondent, talking to us now live from Brussels.
Here today in Brussels, the European Commission announced a new EU bill which clarifies the rules regarding European exchange programs. In future, these opportunities for cross-cultural enrichment will no longer be wasted on school children. Exchanges will now take place at the age of 35. You will be transported for 29 hours in a coach to Stuttgart to meet your exchange partner, a small spotty guy who plays computer games in his room all day and still lives with his mother. Meanwhile, your best mate will exchange with a big busty blonde. Upon your return, you will receive indecipherable correspondence from your partner, who will eventually stop writing to you 3 years after you have died.
Is that true, Vim?
No, I've been poking with you.
Then why are you doing this?
Because we are Europeans and we hate you British.
Wim van der Laan there, and congratulations to you, Brendon, for overcoming that tricky 6-hour time delay with Belgium.
That's all we've got time for in part one, but join us for part two when Ali G, the Channel 4 voice of youth, will be talking about God with the Bishop of Horsham.
Yeah. Now go back, do whatever you have to do, come back in the second half because we're going to be talking about my main man, Jesus H. Christ, with my not so main man, the Bishop of Horsham. So come back, we'll see you in the second half. Keep it real.
Read all about it. Eating chips can make you gay. It's official. Eating chips makes you gay.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock show, bringing you today's news with gusto.
Yesterday, the Advertising Standards Authority decreed that churches have to prove that miracles happen before they can advertise them in front of the churches. So we sent Ali G, the official Channel 4 voice of youth, to ask His Grace, the Bishop of Horsham, what exactly is God?
Yeah, don't stop. It goes out to the crew up top. That's it.
So, what does God look like?
Okay.
Well, I think the best way I can say that is he is sort of Jesus-shaped. When you look
So
at
he's got
Jesus...
a beard?
No, that's not what I mean. I'm talking about what's inside. It's not that he's got a beard. It's the sort of person Jesus was. Okay.
Is he a man or is he a woman?
Well, he's neither a man nor a woman. He's
Is
God.
he a like
God.
ladybug?
He is a beard.
So what has God ever done?
Well, he made the world. Okay. He created.
He made the world?
Okay, of course.
Did he?
Well, I can only tell you what I believe, man. I mean, I can't prove it to you. It's faith.
So you're saying God made the world?
That's what I believe, yeah.
And since then he's just chilled? So what about then the Virgin Mary? Was she really a virgin?
I believe that Mary was a virgin, yeah. She found that she was pregnant. And she asked the question, how can this be? I mean, I'm not surprised she said, how can this be?
But we know girls that also say, me find me pregnant. They find me pregnant, you know, what happened? And, you know, the mother will ever say, listen, girl, you know, you've been mucking around.
Well,
maybe you was drunk, maybe something happened.
Okay, well...
But don't lie to me. So, do you do miracles?
Well, if I have, they would always have to be in the name of the Lord.
Aye.
Lindsay Irwin, that's my name. I can't do miracles. God does miracles.
So can you do a miracle now?
Well, it depends what you mean. What do you mean? I mean,
a miracle.
What
like
I would not do, what I
now?
would not do is test God. You know, one of the things the Bible says is, don't test God.
Aye.
Don't say, hey, that chair could lift up in the air to test God.
But can you do that?
No, I can't. It would be a miracle if everybody treated each other like brothers, wouldn't it?
Respect, though some brothers fight.
I know they do. But that would be a better miracle than this chair getting up and moving up and down. If everyone treated each other as brothers. Now, for me...
No, if this chair went up and down, that would be amazing. But why did Jesus commit suicide then?
He didn't commit suicide. He didn't commit suicide. He was crucified. That's where they killed people in those days.
Well, why did they kill him?
Why did they kill him? Because he challenged evil, and when you challenge evil, the forces of evil want to destroy you.
So why challenge evil then? Why not just leave if you're going to get killed? I just want to say big up. Big up yourself, Bishop.
Big up.
So just what has the advertising authority demanded from the church? Well, according to today's Times, miracles like the ones advertised outside churches will now have to be backed up by rigorous scientific evidence if they're going to be used for propaganda purposes.
Key Christian catchphrases are now going to have to be rephrased to meet advertising trading standards. The slogan, Christ saves, is now going to have to be rephrased as ancient Palestinian bloke can make you feel quite good inside. Jesus loves me is going to become I am very lonely indeed. And if you're wearing a sandwich board that has the end of the world is nigh on it, you'll have to change it to I am mad. I believe in God now, but I'm not far from murder.
Crime news, and this week one of the most notorious female figures from British criminal history was in the papers again, trying her best to come across as a normal, reformed character. Tracy Andrews began her appeal against her conviction for killing her fiancé Lee Harvey, who was stabbed to death following an apparent road rage confrontation. Now, Tracy shocked the nation when, in her supposed time of grief, all she could do was attack the plotline of the Burt Reynolds classic Smokey and the Bandit.
It's the most stupid, vile thing that can come out of just a car chase.
The GQ Man of the Year awards were held last night in London's glitzy West End in a celebration of the country's most stylish, witty and charismatic men. Category winners included David Beckham and Michael Caine. Our very own It Girl, Pandora Box Granger, was there reporting from the front line.
It's raining men, Harry Krishna, it's raining men. Right here at the Café de Paris, the Gook Magazine Awards are being held for Man of the Year, which means I am going to be drenched by the scrummiest men humped full of testosterone. I just hope I don't get any on my dress. Gosh, it's Tamara. She looks quite good. very likely person. Oh, is that girl from EastEnders? Phil Collins and Jason Donovan? So with my celebrity antennae, most girls would be absolutely green with ivy in my position. Oh, there's Fat Pat from Albert Square. He's a vicious spot. Oh, there's that Welsh bloke. I wonder if he's got any drugs. Anyway, I've got to go inside, but I do have the words of my mother ringing in my ears. Pandora, men are only after one thing. And I don't remember what that is, but it's something to do with cars, I think. Anyway, I have to go out and be a man. I got him!
We all rely on newspapers for our information. We need them to be the bastions of truth in our otherwise corrupt society. A free and unfettered press is one of the pillars of civilization, none more so than the Sunday Sport. Tonight, we've booted up our genuine 11 o'clock show lie detector as developed by the Israeli Secret Service to the editor of the Sunday Sport, Mr. Tony Livesey. Thank you very much. You sit in the barber's chair of doom.
Yes.
Don't worry, you won't die, it's just a name. Put this red thing on there. There we go, feel that close to your mouth.
All systems go.
Oh, trip over that. OK, are you ready?
I'm glad I've been given this chance to uphold the integrity of my profession, yes.
Now, Tony, this is a genuine lie detector. Are you going to be able to tell us the truth today? I hope so. Here we go. Here's your first question. Would you stake your life on even one of the following headlines, OK? Hitler was a woman.
Undoubtedly. She invented the A-line skirt so she could goose step.
But I've seen pictures of him. He was a man, surely. Now, aliens turn man into fish finger.
Absolutely correct. The mother even identified it from a packet we bought from Asda.
That's the truth. OK, and this is my favourite. Is this a true headline? Face of Elvis appears on Cowpat.
Yes, that's right. That was Smellvis. It's also true that this Sunday I've got a picture of the woman, because we've got twice as much colour now, the woman with breasts, each one is the exact same size, weight and dimensions of George Graham's head.
Do you respect your readers?
Of course I do, 100%. They keep me in a large salary.
Something like unsure here. I think you've got to be careful when you're answering the
That's because I don't get a large salary, actually.
You're talking out of your arse, sunshine. That's a lie.
Oh, dear.
You don't deny. What's your favourite ever headline you've had?
My favourite ever headline, I think, was aliens turned my daughter into an olive, but I drank her one Christmas. In a martini.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think he's been a very good sport, and he tells the truth. Give it up for Tony Livesey. Thank you very much, Tony. Cheers, thank you.
Oh, well, that's all we've got time for.
Sorry, but there's something not quite right with the ambience here. Oh yeah, I think I've got it.
Good night.
Good night.
And the show's back for the last time this week, tomorrow at 5 to 11.